Alright, this is a review of my Ascend 2016 Ascend F128T. This is my first kayak, and I want to give you guys a couple reviews. They made a couple upgrades from the previous 2015 model. The first upgrade you guys probably can see is the elevated storage hatch. I guess the model before, it took on water, and it was I guess it was kind of flat. The storage was flat with the deck, and then whenever you were paddling, or whenever water got into the kayak, it kind of dripped down to the ceiling whenever you had water in your compartment. I don't have any water. I have yet to take on any water with this new upgrade that they made. Like I said, as you can see, it's elevated about an inch from the deck. Apparently they took off the trolley system, the anchor trolley system. They added this rod tip holder. I mean, I like it. I didn't really, like I said, this is my first kayak, but it's a good thing to have. The bungee cords, these rod holders. I have yet to place rods in those rod holders. They're really just kind of too hard to get to. This is a assist strap. Whenever you're trying to stand, I think I did it once or twice. I'm just not comfortable with it yet, but when I did use it, it worked perfectly. Scupper plugs, foot pedals, just for stability when you're paddling. The draw compartment. I've actually placed my phone and my wallet and my keys inside this compartment, and it didn't get wet at all. I didn't get a drop of water inside. Like I said, this is slightly elevated as well. Since they made those improvements, these kayaks haven't been taking on water. Let me screw this back. It's pretty secure as well. They added 2 cup holders, one here and one over there. Apparently, this rod holder was kind of slightly forward. It was gotten away whenever you were paddling, but if you have it down like that, you'll be fine. But if you have it in the up position or slightly canted up, then you're gonna hit your finger on it. It's gonna hurt like hell. Moving on to the back, the seat is really comfortable. I'm not sure if they have replacement seats. I didn't see any whenever I purchased my kayak, but hopefully that they do. Just in case this bad boy rusts out. So hopefully the salt water won't damage it. I usually after every time I come back from fishing, I rinse everything off, and it dries pretty fast. I'm not sure if you can tell, but under the seat, right here, this is little screws, and they screw onto the seat. They're really loose, so I mean, if you have any type of way of tightening them, you're gonna be in trouble if you don't check them before you go fishing every time. Because one time I went out and I just happened to grab my seat, and the screws came undone. So maybe something you want to check before you go fishing every time. I have a crate, the back storage compartment. I have yet to use this or find any use for it. I guess I'll store like a couple extra pair of dry clothing, some shoes, just stuff like that. But usually I don't put anything. I just take my milk crate. I have a net, a ruler for measuring fish, and a tackle box, bungee in the back, and this compartment back here. I don't put anything back here. I guess you can probably place fishing poles back there, but I'm not sticking my poles. It may be too difficult to get out. The handles they're pretty decent. I haven't had any trouble with them. One thing I did I added anchor trolley system. It works perfect. Should probably, like I said, they took it off from the previous model, and the handle in the front. I've taken it out in rough waters. It doesn't really track well. Whenever you're pedaling against the current, you're gonna have some trouble. You're gonna be extremely exhausted. But as far as like lakes, inshore fishing, bays, on pretty calm days, winds are less than 13 or 14 miles per hour, you should be fine. Anything higher than that, you probably shouldn't be kayaking anyway. But if you are, this is probably not the kayak for you. But this is a great beginner kayak. I like it. And another thing that I didn't really like, I kind of looked at my next kayak is going to be the Wilderness Systems Attack 140, or the Jackson Coosa HD. One thing that I kind of noticed about those kayaks and compared to the Ascend kayak is the weight. Apparently the weight is different. This weighs about 95 pounds with the chair and all, so it's kind of a little bit on the heavy side. It's kind of a boat to try to carry around and unload by yourself. The edges on this kayak, as you can see, I have the plastic. Whenever you scrape plastic, it kind of peels a little bit. I have that around the edge of my kayak because I was going under a bridge and the current was kind of pushed me into it. Doesn't really take on I don't want to say cement, but yeah, it kind of scratched it up. I'm pretty sure that happens on other kayaks, but this just a sharp. The frame comes to a point here, and it just makes it. I don't really like that too much. But as far, it pedals well. Once you get everything down, you should be able to maneuver it like you need to. Like I said, it's a little bit on the heavy side, but once you get it up to whatever speed you want, it'll go. But it's just a little harder to do it. So if you're not in shape like myself, then it'll take you some time to get used to it. You should always have some type of paddle strap. I got mine connected to the seat. But this seat here, it turns. Let me move this back. It swivels. So if you pull this back, it'll swivel. I've never used this on the water ever. I don't plan on doing it either. So it'll actually swivel all the way around. So I'm not sure why you would need to turn that far around, but if you're into that type of thing, then it does it. Yeah, it folds down for transport. Like I said, I've never taken on water whenever I was actually kayaking. I've got a lot of water on the deck, and then I just pull the drain plugs and it'll just drain right out. Whenever I wash it, like I said, I wash it every time because I live near Galveston, and the salt water will kind of eat away your equipment if you don't take care of it. But I've washed it, and I've blasted the water hose near these compartments intentionally to see if it would take water, and it didn't take anything. I've actually held it on there for quite some time. It didn't take on anything. So they made a lot of upgrades to this kayak. I like it. It's a great beginner kayak, or if you're going to be doing predominantly lake fishing. It's a really great kayak. It was $70.99, like $8.60 with tax. So it's a good kayak. I like it. We'll see how long I keep it. But if you guys have any questions, just subscribe to my channel. Just write me a message or leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm going to start uploading fishing videos as well. I'm going to be fishing a couple tournaments here soon, or just when I decide to go out and just have a day on the water. The weather's been kind of bad. It's kind of cold, windy. So it's starting to warm up a little bit. Like today is probably a good day to go. But it's really windy and I'm sick. So, but